We're here and we're going to go live again for Superstretch. And so I hope you'll join us, and I hope you're having a good time. And then there will be a replay of this afterwards. Hi, Lori, how are you? And so I just want you to kind of get yourself set and ready to go. If you have blocks, great. What we're going to do is set up that T position that we do if you have a set of blocks. If you don't, you can just lay on your back. But we're going to work to open the chest up just a little bit. I can show how to set the blocks up. So the blocks on your mat are going to be set so that you have one block on top and one block low to the ground here. So your back is going to go against the lower block and your head is going to go up against the upper block, and so that we can get into a nice restful position. You can also, if you have a bolster, you can of course place your bolster on the top of the top of both blocks, just to make it more cushiony, or if you have a blanket or anything like that. So you'll be able to see how you're doing. Hey guys, welcome, thanks for coming. And so again, you'll be able to have the opportunity, if you want to replay the video and start from there. So what I'd like you to guys do right now is I want you to get into a position on your mat so that your head is on one end and your back is on the other part of the block. And you are ready to go. And so anyway, so let's get ourselves set up. Laying back on your mat, and again with that block, you've got the lower block down your middle of your back and the upper block at your head, and then your legs can rest out nice and long. Now if you're on your mat, that's totally fine. You can also put a pillow underneath your back, and what you're looking for is your chin coming down towards your sternum, your ribs settling flat, and your arms dropping out wide away from the midline of the body. If this is too much, you can always have your knees slightly bent, and or you can start out in kind of a reclined cobbler's pose. So your knees, bottoms of your feet are together, knees drop away from center. And if you'd like, I'd like to invite you to start in with your breath, so that your breath is allowing your body to just settle. So you've got that vagus nerve working in the parasympathetic nervous system, starting to desensitize that sympathetic nervous system. The sympathetic is for fight or flight, and that might be what you've been in kind of all day long, and the parasympathetic is for your parasympathetic is for rest and digest. So allow yourself to just lay back, and we're going to spend just a couple of moments breathing. I'm going to return to a seated position. And I want you to maintain that reclining position. So if you've just joined us, we're going to go into a reclined position on the mat with your blocks. You can lay flat on your back, or you can lay so that you are on blocks if you have them. Just inhaling slowly for about the count of 5. And then exhale. And then again, inhale for the count of 5. And exhale. And a couple more. Inhale for the count of 5. And exhale. Just feeling that breath moving in and out of the body. Let your chin drop back. Let your eyes close if it's comfortable. If you're sitting up, that's totally fine. And if you want to stay seated, you can sit in a seated position. But we're going to be in a laying down position. If you've just joined us, lay down on your mat. Lay down so your back is flat. Your knees can be bent. Your shoulders are dropped in. And you're just allowing yourself to let the chest rise, or the belly rise and fall. Let's be more specific with the breath, and I want you to inhale for about the count of 5. And exhale for the count of 5. Exhaling. And again, inhaling. And exhaling. Inhaling for the count of 5. And exhaling. And inhaling again for the count of 5. 4, 3, 2. And then exhale for the count of 5. 4, 3, 2. And then now let's inhale for the count of 5. And exhale for the count of 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. And again, inhale for 5. And exhale. Inhaling again for 5. And exhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. 2 more times. Inhale for 5. And exhale. Last time, inhale for 5. And again, exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2. We'll do another 5, 4, 3, 2. And relax. Allow your breath just to go to a place that's comfortable. Inhaling and exhaling. And just spend another couple of moments prepping your breath and getting situated. If you want to roll to one side and come off of your blocks, you can do so at this time. And you're just going to stay back on that mat, arms out wide, chin towards your sternum. If you're not off of your blocks yet, or if you've just joined us, laying back nice and even on your mat, knees can be bent now. Take your arms up and overhead. Keep that chin down. Exhale, take your hands back to your sides. Inhale again, take your arms up and overhead. Exhale and down. 2 more times. Take those arms up and overhead. And exhale down. Once more, take those arms up and overhead. And exhale down to your sides. Gently bring your right knee and left knee up to your chest. Give them a little bit of a squeeze in. Pull the knees into the chest. And then release. Just enough to the arms stretch back out again. So you're not fully releasing. And then reach back out. And again, bring those knees into your chest. And back out again. Exhaling, knees into your chest. And out. And one more time, just like that. Exhale, knees into your chest. As you can, draw your chin to your sternum and pick your head up towards your knees. And then lower back. Pull the knees into the chest. As an option, pick your head up. If it's not comfortable or not available, then keep your head down. And then lower back. A couple more times. Also, if you'd like, bring your knees into your chest. Hold both knees and lift your head up. And then lower back down. And then again, pull your knees into your chest. And then hold. And then lower back down. Drop your right foot and left foot to the floor and just begin to drop your knees to the right and to the left. Try to find that breath that you had, that even breath. It's not necessarily paced, inhale by 5 or exhale or anything like that. It's just allowing those knees to drop side to side. And just allow those feet to separate a little bit wider so you can get your knees almost to the ground on each side. And then bring those knees back into the center. Pause. Bring your knees one at a time into your chest, taking your hands to the tops of your knees. Begin to stir your knees clockwise. So a lot of times our movement is faster than our breath, which means we're racing or we're chasing. So allow your movement to only go as just at the breath speed, if not just a little bit slower. Pull those knees in and around. And then pause in the center, and then let's go the other direction. One of the beautiful things about starting on your back is really allowing yourself to come into a place of safety and calmness. The back is a little bit more secure than even laying on your stomach or standing. 2 more, circle all the way around. And then pause back into the center again. Just let that weight of the legs press into the belly. And then slowly drop the right foot and left foot to the ground. And just settle there for just a moment. And we're going to turn over to one side. Let yourself gently bring yourself back up. If you're just joining us, we're going to move to all fours, and we're going to allow the body to move just in and out, just a gentle rocking back and forth, just shifting. Let those hips sink back into a child's pose. The head can be down, dropped in, or you can keep your head just up. Just feel that press back into your belly, into your heels, and then gently rise up into all fours. Slight drop in the hips, and then sink back in again. So we're doing a very slow knees rocking. Drop into the hips, shoulders stay back away from the ears, and then sink back again. Maybe the big toes touch and the knees are slightly wider than your rib wall. And then you feel the opening in the inside of the hips. And then we're going to turn the hands out, kind of to a 10 and 2 o'clock. Shift your weight forward, shift your weight back. And then we're going to turn the hands out more to 3 and 9 o'clock. Sink those hips back into your heels. Shift your weight back forward, pull the belly in, only if you need to. If it feels great, just allow yourself to be in the moment that you're in. You don't need to try to restrain, control, dictate every part of the movement. Just find some ease within it. And then turn the hands a little bit deeper. See if you can turn the hands back. You won't be able to drop back all the way unless you release your hands, which is totally fine. And then you can roll your hands back. From the wrist, roll back, drop into the back side of the hand, and then return into the heel of the hand. Roll so you come off the fingertips, back, palms are up, and then roll to the heel of the hand. The beautiful thing about this is you're getting the joints releasing in the wrist, in the forearms, into the elbows. So if you've been doing workouts with planks and side crawling and stuff, your elbows might be a little bit tight. One more time, roll, drop into the heel of the hand and back down. Bring the big toes to touch, reach the arms out, and I want you to turn your palms towards the ceiling as you sit back towards your hips. So let those arms stretch out, palms are up, reaching out nice and long, chin towards your sternum. Think of letting your palms face the ceiling and your thumbs drop towards the floor. So we're going to open up the shoulders just a little bit differently. Breathe to the middle of your back. You know, the sitting postures, the sitting on your bed, the sitting in your chairs on the ground is great for kind of mobility and getting different positions, but it can be difficult on your neck and your back and your shoulders, even into your lower back and your hips. A couple more breaths. Bring yourself up, palms go back down, and we're just going to do a commando rocking back and forth. So again, moving those shoulders, coming forward, as far forward as you can, and then back. You can widen out those arms, widen out those feet. And one more time. Shift forward and shift back. Good, hold back into those hips again. See how low your body's willing to take you all the way to the floor. And then we're going to bring ourselves up. We'll just nod the head a couple of times. Good, and then bring yourself all the way into all fours. Let's get ready for a nice rounding of the back. Chin towards the sternum. Pull the navel in. Inhale, lift the tailbone, lift the chest. Exhaling, tuck the pelvis round the back. Chin towards the sternum. Push the floor away. Inhaling, lift the tailbone, lift the chest. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift the tailbone, lift the chest. Exhale, pull the belly in, round the back, chin towards your sternum. Inhale, lift the tailbone, lift the chest. Once more, pull the belly in, round. As you pull that belly in and round, I want you to then sink back towards your hips. And then inhale, lift your chest up. Then again, round your back and then bring your body weight over your wrists. And then lift the tailbone, lift the chest. And then round the back, chin towards the sternum, sink the tailbone towards the hips. Inhale, lift the tailbone, lift the chest. Exhale again, round, pull that navel in tight. And then rock yourself forward. Inhale, lift the tailbone, lift the chest. One more time, pull that belly in, round. Sink your weight back, round. Lift the chest up. And then let's walk our hands to the left side of the mat and then sink back. Bring those arms as straight as you can individually with each other and get long from your knuckles to your wrists, to your shoulders, to your hip. So as we take our hands to that left side of the mat, that right arm is pulling, that whole right side of the body is getting long. You're opening, you're lengthening. Inhale, shift forward on that diagonal. Walk your hands back to the center of the mat, and then let's go to the other side. So you're going to go to the right side of the mat, and then sink to the other side and feel up that left shoulder this time. And reach back. Line those thumbs up. Pull the hips back. Get long. Breathe. Feel that length underneath the back side of the shoulders. Inhale, look forward, come up on the diagonal, come back center to the mat. Exhale, round the back, chin towards the sternum. Inhale, lift the tailbone, lift the chest. Once more, exhale, round, chin towards the sternum. Take the left hand, reach the left hand through, drop to your left shoulder, and then take the right arm overhead. Reaching and rolling back towards that left shoulder. Breathing. Feel that breath pull and find space underneath that scapula. Slide the right hand underneath the shoulder. Return back to the all fours. Again, round the back, chin towards the sternum. Inhale, lift the tailbone, lift the chest. Exhale again, round the back, chin towards the sternum. Lift the tailbone once more. Exhale, round, slide that right arm through. As your head drops, your left arm reaches forward. Get long. Feel the outside again of the shoulder. And then slide the left arm back underneath the shoulder. Return to all fours. Exhale, round the back, chin to the sternum. Inhale, lift the tailbone, lift the chest. And then let's sink back into a child's pose. Arms stretched out, either palms up if that just feels better today, or palms down. Or if you'd like, take your arms by your sides and just let your hands rest by the outsides of your shins. Breathing, rolling back in towards your heels. Let your chin draw towards your sternum. Get long in the back body. Even though if I sit up, I'm just looking to see if there's any new people. If you've just joined us, allow yourself to come into an easy child's pose. Exhale and sink into your hips, into your heels. Inhale, slowly bring yourself back up. Come into all fours. Exhale once again, round the back, chin towards the sternum. Inhale, lift the tailbone, lift the chest. Get long. Exhale, curl the toes and begin to lift the hips to the downward facing dog. Now this may be your first downward facing dog of the day. If it is, keep those knees bent. Even if it isn't and you want some release and ease, let those knees stay bent. Get long in the back, reach through the arms, pull the rib cage off of the thighs. Watch that the knees aren't bowing out or bowing in, that you're keeping those legs real nice and even. Sink the heels as you can. Get long from your heels to your hips, from the hips to your hands, and breathe. This nice inversion actually is a rest pose, even though it can be quite dramatic and quite dynamic. You're pulling that breath away from your throat and you're drawing it with much more muscularity into the floor and down into the floor of the pelvis. Bend the knees, inhale, look forward. Begin to step or walk your feet up to your hands and then just return to a forward fold. Head down, chin in. Look back towards your knees and pull your shoulders away from your ears. Exhale and fold. Inhale, begin to slowly roll yourself up. Body nice and tall, chest is lifted. Take your arms high, up and overhead, reach. Exhale, bring your hands through the center. Again, circle those arms up wide and overhead, reach. Exhale, hands through the center. A couple more if you'd like to close your eyes and just feel your body moving. Exhale, lower. 2 more times. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale and through. And again, circle those arms wide, overhead, reach. And then exhale through. Take your hands behind your back. Interlace your fingers as you can and draw your shoulders in and down. Get long and tall through the center of the body, through the sternum, through the collarbones. pull those shoulder blades back. Exhaling, bend your knees, hinge, and then take the arms as best you can overhead as you drop over the top of those legs. Again, breathe, not just into your throat or your chest, but down to the floor of the pelvis. Drop the arms to the sides, drop the arms down by your feet, and begin to walk your hands up the front of your body. Roll the shoulders up, back, and around. Inhale, take those arms up. Bend the knees, exhale, dive. Inhale, slide the hands up the shins for half lift. Exhale, draw yourself forward. Inhale and sweep yourself up. Exhaling through. 2 more times, circle your arms up. Bend the knees, reach, exhale and dive. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale and sweep up. Exhale and through. Once more, circle those arms up. Bend the knees, dive. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale and sweep up. Exhale and through. Step forward if you need to and turn towards the long edge of your mat. Circle those arms up and over your head, reach. Exhale, dive forward, hands to the ground, step back into the push-up position, nice and long. Make sure your hands are underneath your shoulders and then lower yourself into the mat. As you need to, lift your chin, lift your chest into a sphinx or a cobra. Lift your eyes. Drop your chin to your sternum. Lift your chin up. Drop your chin in. Lift your chin up. And again, drop your chin in. Slide those hands back underneath, almost to the edge of your rib cage. Push through those knees. Press yourself up. Extend the knees strong. Lift the hips. Sink back towards those heels. Drop the heels to the ground. Lengthen. Look at your knees and see if they're turned in. Can you pull them out slightly? Can you roll to the pinky side of your foot? Don't roll into the outside edges of your ankles so much, but keep your heels down, but keep the outside edge, big toe, knuckle without collapsing into the arches. Bend the knees. Inhale, look forward. Step or walk your feet up to your hands and fold. Inhale and sweep up. Exhale and through. Circle those arms up. We'll do 2 more. Reach, bend the knees, dive, hands to the ground, step back, lower yourself to the ground, sphinx or cobra, lower yourself back, push yourself up, hinge the downward facing dog, bend the knees, look forward, step or walk your feet up to your hands, exhale, fold, inhale and sweep up. Exhale and lower. Once more, circle those arms up. Bend the knees, dive. Step back to plank. Lower yourself into the mat. Inhale to cobra. Lower yourself in. Push yourself to plank. And hinge to the downward facing dog. Bend the knees, walk your feet all the way up to your hands and fold. Exhale. Bend the knees and begin to slowly roll all the way up. Take those arms high overhead, reach, and exhale. So we're going to do a thing called an eagle's pose. Probably a new move that we haven't done or you haven't done for a long time, but it's kind of a twisting pose and it's kind of a variation of a chair pose. So I want you to stand on your left foot and work so you don't just shift your hip out to hold you, but really use those inner thighs. You're going to take the right leg up and over and you're going to put your right foot, big toe to the ground. Then take your arms out wide, take your right arm underneath your left and see if you can wrap those arms all the way around on each other. So again, you're standing on your left leg. You're going to take your right leg up and over, arms come out to the T, and then wrap those arms all the way around. So your chest is up, breathing. Now you can just do the legs. You can just do the arms. Just move those arms as best as you can around each other. Breathing, and just stay in that chair pose. Lift the chest up into the arms, roll those palms on top of each other, and breathe. Let the elbows come up, let the chest come up if you can. And then release the arms and legs. If they're crossed, take the arms outside each other. Kick those arms over the head. Exhale, arms down. Inhale. We'll come into a half lift to kind of clear that position. Bend the knees, dive forward, hands to the ground. Inhale, come into a half lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale and sweep up. And exhale and through. So we'll go to the other side. So standing on your right leg, take your left leg over. You can hook it all the way around. It can touch the ground, but you want one knee, if you can, over the top of the other, as well as you can always stay here and just come into a chair pose. So again, your left leg at this time is going over the top of your right. Arms are out wide to the T to begin, and right arm is coming underneath the left this time, and then sink back. Shoulders down. If you can, lift the chin, lift the chest. Breathe into that belly. And then release those arms, release your leg. Take those arms up, overhead reach. Bend the knees, dive forward, hands to the ground, chin into your chest, look back between the knees. Inhale, half lift. Bring your head and heart forward. Exhale, fold, both hands to the ground, step up to the push-up position, hinge to the downward facing dog, get long in the back body. Bring your right leg up off the ground, take that right leg up, look forward, and you're gonna bring your right leg as far through the front line of the body if you can. So I'm gonna roll towards you so you can see. So if you line that front leg up as best you can, and you want to keep this foot as flexed as you can. A modification is this Z position, or you can have that back leg a little bit more straight and come forward. I'm going to have you stay up, nice and tall. If you have those blocks, you can always rest your hand on the blocks. So if I went sideways and you saw me sideways, the legs would be in a Z position. The front leg is square. The back shin is kind of square to the far edge of the mat. Or if you want to straighten out your back leg, you can come up onto a block, body is tall, and then shift forward. Again, as best you can, keep that foot flexed, and then let's fold forward across the front leg. Again, you want to drop that left hip in towards the ground, so you're not rolling on the right hip. Drop the left hip in, keep the chest up. If you want to come lower now, come lower. Reach through that back leg. If you're in the Z position, you're up still, your body is long, you're rotating, and you're coming forward across that right leg. Breathing. It's not a rounded position, it's a long position, moving from the hip, moving forward over the leg. Still folded forward, couple more breaths. And then just drop into that right hip and then bring the left knee forward. Then we're going to come all the way back around, come into all fours, and then press back to the downward facing dog. Think of long through the back body. Pick up that right knee, And that right leg, if you can, extend that back leg to the sky, bring the leg back down, and then let's step forward with the left side. Again, you're either going into the Z position, so you've got that front shin parallel to the top edge of the mat, or you have the back leg more extended. But work on keeping this foot flexed so it's not flopped in, and you want to get tall, so you want to move through the side of the body. So again, if you're elongating, you're going to stay up as best you can, as tall as you can, until you can come forward. Again, you're not rounding, you're sinking in from the hips, and even walk that back leg back. Drop your right hip towards your right heel. Breathe. And feel all that length, that movement coming into that left hip. A couple more breaths here. Good. Then just drop into that left hip. Bring yourself up. Bring those knees together again. Come into all fours just for a moment. You can sink into a modified downward facing dog, or you can come into the full downward facing dog. Get long. If it's comfortable, pick that knee up. Raise the leg towards the sky. Bend the knee, place the foot back down. And then drop into the ground. Big toes touch and sink into a child's pose. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Shift forward towards your hands. Curl your toes. Let's roll back to your heels. Bring yourself up. And then come into an forward fold, all the way over across the top of both legs. Oh, let your body drape across those legs. Come into half lift, just to restore that posture. Push into the feet, take those arms up high overhead, and then bring the body and bring the arms down into the body. Good. Just turning, so just a better position. Body's nice and tall, chest is lifted. Bring those arms up over the head again, reach. We'll go into a triangle as we circle the arms around. Step back with the right leg, rotate so that the right heel drops, the left foot is pointing forward, arms are reaching out. Reach towards your front leg and then lift through the top arm. So the right arm is reaching up, the left shoulder is pulling back and in. The body is long. Look down towards that left leg. Bend the left knee. Lift the chest up. If you need to, drop the back heel and let's go into kind of like a world's best stretch. Extending the top arm. If you can, pull your body towards that front thigh. Exhale, take that top arm back down. Lift the chest, look forward, and then lift the hips up. Move that back foot in a little bit so you can fold over the front thigh. Inhale, look forward, and just step that right foot up to meet your left. Head down, chin in, and then swoop those arms up. And through. And then we've got the other side to do. So circle those arms around in front, step back, roll, so you're open. Make sure that that back foot is about 90 degrees to the back edge of the mat. Front foot's pointing straight forward. Both arms are straight, kind of a bunch of triangles here. Push your hips and then tilt over. Taking that left arm up. Chest is open like you're leaning against the wall behind you. Breathing, open that chest. Feel the rib cage expand on that top side, but get long still on the bottom side. Exhale, take that top hand all the way down, bend the back knee, drop in if you need to. Keep that bottom hand on the ground. Take the top hand up. If you need to or can, extend that back leg. Pull yourself towards the front thigh and the thigh towards your front leg. Exhale. Take that top hand down. Hop your back foot in just a footstep or so, and then fold across the front of that leg. Inhale, look forward, step your other foot forward, and fold both legs. Bend the knees, come into a ball, and then let's lay back onto the mat again. Body's nice and tall, chest is lifted. Take those hands back. If you can, fingers towards your hips. If not, turn them out at a slight angle. We'll lift to open the chest. Breathe to expand the front of the body. And then release. Drop into the elbows. If you have those blocks, you're more than welcome to go on them at this time, or we're just going to lay flat on the mat. Knees are bent, feet are flat to the ground, arms are wide away from the center line of the body. Exhale, chin towards your sternum. Bring your left knee into your chest, hug underneath that left knee. Extend your left heel to the ceiling. Press and sink your left hip down as you reach your left heel up. And then slowly just turn your big toe towards your right shoulder and then cross both knees. So your left leg is going across across the midline. Your right knee is coming towards you, and you might be getting a big stretch from your upper hip out to your heel. Get long. If you want, take your your right hand and hold that left leg just across the midline of the body. So again, so you can see a little bit better maybe. Your knee went into your chest, your leg went up, your leg lowered as you tipped your big toe down, and then you held the leg. Breathing. Sink your left hip back towards the ground. Don't let your right knee fall away. Really close that gap up if you can. And then bend that left knee back into the chest and put the left knee on the ground. Let's do the other leg. Bring your knee into your chest. Extend that right foot to the sky. So you're sinking the right heel and the right hip into the ground as you're pressing the right heel towards the sky. And then lower the right leg just about in line with the left. Turn the big toe towards the left shoulder and cross at about the mid-thigh to knees. Now, if that's too high, you can just come across and almost rest your thigh on your knee. Or if you can keep your legs straighter and keep crossing, you can go a little higher if you want. So you're keeping that that right toe pointing towards your left shoulder as you push your heel out. Breathing. And you can take your left hand and help across just a little bit. Sink that right hip back. And then gently just bring that right knee into the chest. Bring your left knee back into your chest and lay back on the back again. So both knees are into your belly. Big deep breath. And exhale. Drop your right foot and left foot to the ground. You just feel how the back just is settled into the ground. Before this, I did about a 35-minute or so. We did a melt at the Lean Strength group, got together on Zoom, and we did a melt and a mobility session for about 35 minutes. Really opened up everything. Arms, shoulders, back just feels so liquidy and just so nice. So allow yourself, if you want, to grab those melt balls after this and melt your feet or your hands. And we'll take a couple more deep breaths and allow yourself to just settle back into the ground. And we're going to go back to that breathing, that inhale and exhaling. So if you'd like your knees to drop in on each other, if you'd like to go to a wide, more like a cobbler's pose, If you've got a block or bolster, you can place it behind your thighs. But let your hands rest on your belly. Close your eyes, chin towards your sternum. And again, let's breathe through the nose for the count of 5, inhaling and exhaling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. And again, inhale for 5, and exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. And again, inhale for 5. Let your face soften, let your eyes settle back. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Once more like that. Inhale for 5. And exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, and restore. Just let that breath go to an even inhale and exhale. Let the tongue drop from the roof of the mouth. Let the jaw settle back. Let the throat ease and the ears sink back. Extend your legs as it's comfortable. Let the arms move away from your sides by about a foot or so on each side. Your right eye drop towards your right ear, left eye towards your left ear. Just let your head settle. Feel that breathing past the back of your throat. More breaths. Begin to wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, roll your ankles, roll your wrists, slide your feet in. Raise your arms up nice and long. Exhale. Keep that left arm up as you roll towards the left side. Using your right hand, bring yourself upright. Sit into a comfortable seated position. You can sit with your knees bent, or you can sit in a simple sitting pose. Arms out in front, shoulders back. Feel yourself lean back into that bucket. Try not to bring your feet underneath you because it just rounds the back more. Arms wide. Let the chin drop slightly towards the sternum. Bring your palms together at your center. Let your chin drop into your chest. Inhale, bring your arms up and through. And again, reach out wide, up over your head, and through. And once more, reach wide, up and overhead, and through. And be well. Thank you guys for a great time tonight. If you're coming and watching the replay now, I appreciate you coming in, and later, what a time works better for you. If you have any questions or have any concerns about yourself or what's going on, I don't have any answers about COVID, but I do have answers about how you're moving and what's going on. I assure you that I'm here, I'm available, I'm ready to help out in any way, and I so want to hear from you guys whenever you can, whenever you're available. Have a great night, and text or call, write, or send me a postmarked stamped envelope. Thank you very much for those who have. It's so great to read your letters. Thanks very much, Pam and Marla, for sending me letters. It's great to get postage, and I hope you have a great night. I'll talk to you guys later. We'll have another Superstretch class on Saturday, so be ready for that. Hopefully we'll be outside again.